Now, both U.S. President Joe Biden and his VP, as well as presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris, have told Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in their separate meetings with him in Washington, D.C., that he needs to get the Gaza ceasefire deal done and get the hostages released now. Stuart Smith is in London and gives us more on this and other stories making headlines around the world. Now, Stuart, I guess the question is, will Netanyahu, the likes of Netanyahu, really heed Biden and Kamala Harris, or will he wait to hear what Donald Trump has to say when he meets him later in the day in Mar-a-Lago?
Yes, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet former US President and Republican nominee Donald Trump in Florida. Trump earlier called for a quick end to the Israel-Hamas conflict. The meeting comes a day after Netanyahu met President Joe Biden and Trump's contender, Vice President Kamala Harris, in Washington. Biden and Netanyahu discussed the ceasefire deal with Hamas, which, although proposed weeks ago, has not been agreed upon. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with relatives of hostages held by Hamas. At the meeting, following his address in the US Congress, Netanyahu said that the families of the hostages have been praying, yearning to see their loved ones brought home. During his trip to Washington, D.C., he was joined by US House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson. The White House has said that the Biden administration is close to a Gaza ceasefire deal. In a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, US President Joe Biden has expressed the need to close the remaining gaps and finalize the Gaza deal as soon as possible.
There are gaps that remain, and our team continues to work with our counterparts in the region to see if we can't close those gaps. We believe that they are of a nature where they can be closed and that we can achieve a deal. But it's going to require, as it always does, some leadership, some compromise, and an effort to get there. The President will be reaffirming for Prime Minister Netanyahu that he believes we need to get there and that we need to get there soon.